Like others Fallout games, Fallout New Vegas offer you the possibility to have a companion. They can gun for you, carry the equipment you'll never use but keep just in case, or even do small talk while you wait for a Brahmin sandwich with agave sauce on the side at the Red Rocket. Can you beat Fallout New Vegas with only a companion? First, let's define what with only a companion means. Basically, I can't attack anything, the only one that can do this is the companion. I thought it was pretty self-explanatory, but I guess I still needed to clarify that. Now that the formalities are over with, the game can start. The game starts at Doc Mitchell's house where I woke up after getting a small boo-boo. I created my character and chose my special points attribution. I might throw up looking back at it. I had to put 10 in charisma. Do you realize how horrific that is? I never done that before. And there's the rest. I don't know why this attribution, but that's what I did. I did the interview, choose speech. Sorry, saying that is a triggering subject for me. But with speech I went with medicine and barrier. As for my traits I went with good natured and wild westland. Instead of going to see sunny Smalls and all of those shores, I went on my way to acquire a tool. That tool was at the 1&8 trading post and is called One Punch Woman. I avoided the uglies at Black Mountain and arrived at the post of trading. I traded some words with Veronica and finally got a way to trade lives against loot. That's called assisted suicide. My game didn't needed assistance with that when it crashed, but his first attempt failed like all of mine, so the bastard did it again twice just to be sure. One when I just entered Freeside after trading all of my stuff with the gunrunners, and one other after Veronica's first murder and checking on Eddie, because I'm gonna get multiple companions. Mom said I could. While in Prim I decided to bring Veronica to a cleaning competition. She won after the judges were impressed with her way to kill all of the bacteria infesting the Bison Motel. The judges were past me and current me, even though current me is talking about past me as current me, but past me was current me at some point in time. And future me wish he was dead back when past me was living, but future me is a douche, so let's leave him where he is. I was looking for stuff to bring Eddie back from the dead, but finding some electronic stuff to repair an old piece of metal belonging to someone else who I didn't ask the authorization to do it is actually harder than you might think. But you're watching this video, so I don't expect much from you. Along the way of Novak, Veronica killed 3 Viper gang members. She had fun doing it, which is why she did it a second time after my game crashed again for the 5th time this run. I arrived in Novak where I got emotionally assaulted by Malcolm Holmes. When he walked up to my face to talk to me, I tried to pickpocket him to make him hostile so Veronica would kill him, but he just stole back what I stole from him and left. Just outside of Novak I saw the jackpot when I found the stuff I needed to repair Eddie, just laying there, so I took it and woke Eddie with the keys of new components in his carcass. I did some omni movement like in Warzone to dodge the bullets shot by Stupid. Inside the Nevada Highway Patrol Station my minions committed mass murder. I repaired both my broken legs and yeah, I named myself Cripple, because I'm gonna need assistance and I can't do anything by myself. I arrived at the Mojave Outpost where I took 2 quests, one from Ranger Jackson and one other from Ranger Coast. I saw Malcolm Holmes again. He was just standing here, menacingly. I tried to pickpocket him to make him hostile. Failed. I tried to push him as an offering to the Ants. Failed, and I contemplated failing the challenge to punch him and let Veronica kill him, but he wasn't worth it. So I let go, but before that I attempted to ask one of the 2 strangers that followed me to kill him, but there's no dialogue option for that. So the ants all died, but the scum that Malcolm is will survive, until he's in the middle at least. Another family of ants got murdered just for the satisfaction that it brings to my eyes. Talking about my eyes, I spied with my little eyes Thomas the plane engine that was following me. I tried to pickpocket Oliver to make Veronica or Eddie kill him for being a pussy, but he was so much of a pussy that he wasn't even interested in a fight. I spoke with Volpus, stole a flare from him and let Veronica and Eddie clean the town for me. Yeah, I know this video is a lot of me instigating a fight and hiding behind my 2 older brothers when my actions have consequences, but what were you expecting? I reported to Ghost and Jackson and entered the strip. In the tops I convinced Benny to lose the bodyguards and meet me in his suit. I leveled up and got the first and the last perk to boost my companions in this run. It was Ferocious Loyalty, which boosts their damage resistance when my health drops below 50%. But I wasn't satisfied, my ex used to say that, but I reloaded and refused to disarm. Eddie and Veronica mopped the floor with the chairman. Benny tried to flee by walking away, so I talked to him and like everyone I've ever met, talking to them resulted in them shooting me with a gun. Veronica sent him to a hot place under the ground and I covered the platinum chip and his suit, because who says leader of a group mean charisma and fashion, and I also wanted to impress Veronica. Since I would be signing with Yasman, I decided to get some stuff done now, like meeting Veronica's family. I let them leave because Veronica is probably better than most of the others' companions. Well, some of them at least. Okay, yeah, not many of them. I already knew that signing with Yes Man was the best option at my disposal, so I decided storming the Lucky 38 was the best way to go. Victor was the first victim, followed by 2 other Securitrons and an imposter pretending to be Victor. I knew he was an imposter as soon as he turned into a ghost. Victor is going to hell, so becoming a ghost is not an option for him. Even while assaulting the Lucky 39, there is still some rules. Like companions aren't allowed in the penthouse, like pets in restaurants. No, Karen, your sport goose isn't allowed in here. So I let Bacterias do their work when I left Bobby out of his tube and disabled the cyborg thingy. So he'll be like the people from wherever you're from. A vegetable. Yasmin joined me in the Lucky 30 where he took Mr. House's spot. I left during the demonstration, but since it had been 2 months that I haven't played this game, I forgot to walk forward before leaving. So I had to watch the demonstration because it doesn't start until the courier takes a seat in the first row. I told Yasmin that I wasn't interested in the Brotherhood. Some bitch was console sliding all over the place like a good old triad. In the Gomorrah, I hid myself behind a desk after I refused to disarm. I did some war crimes in the Ultralux, but I needed to take care of their leaders. Well, at first I thought, but none of them are willing to defend their people, even after most of them were dead. But apparently, instead of violence, I just had to talk to their leaders to be able to ignore them. Before leaving, I pickpocketed Mortimer and Veronica hit him on the back of the head to kill him. I broke the 2 of my legs when I played with a cone that had a surprise underneath it and saw the culprit for it, watching from his mountain. I didn't have time for a side quest, so instead of killing it, I respected the intelligence put behind this trap and left to go to Cottonwood Cove, because they had me a political leader to assassinate. I decided that I don't care for the NCR's feeling, so I carried out a hit on a platoon of NCR soldiers outside of Churchlight. I frontally attacked the Legion. Veronica and Edie disposed of most of the soon-to-be dead bodies, but for the first time they got knocked. So I entered into a building to let them get up. Okay, let me explain this. As I enter a building with a loading screen, so new cell if we want to be accurate, to explain it simply, your companions can't be in another cell as you, except if they are in wait mode. So they are gonna be revived or some way when you enter a new cell while they're following you. So I can just enter and exit the building for them to get up, but only work with a loading screen. Yeah, that's not a good explanation, but you get it. If you're here, you probably know the game enough to understand what I'm saying. Once everyone was dead, I took a boat trip to the fort where my puppets destroyed the Legion with ease. I waited for a bit of another challenge, but actually the companions are OP. To the point where entering a supposedly fortified complex where the head of the Legion is too easy. They didn't even got knocked once until I entered in Kaiser's tent, when the people I grew to hate in the last 800 words got knocked. So I did the self thing, Edie got Kaiser and Veronica got the displacer glove after I took it from Kaiser's corpse. He wouldn't mind, you know how nice and caring he is. My companions violently murdered 2 cows. Murdering an animal in a video game is never justified, unlike one in real life. Hold up Karen, we know you're vegan, so let me correct myself. Whether it's in a video game or real life, their lives don't matter. I let them murder another one to prove my point. I made a wager with Georgia. I don't know where Georgia is, I was never good in geometry. This is why instead of running from each corner at a 169 degrees angle, I ran straight through the bombardment using the Pythagoras theorem. The boomers saw that I was smarter than their brain-dead members, so they brought me to their leader to talk business. The business was, I left and never think about the boomers ever again. On the strip, someone got sent on a vacation and Veronica's brain left alongside them. I went to the Ultralux believing I wasn't done with them because of a marker on the compass, but this marker was for the dead body of Mortimer, so I don't know what the game wanted me to do about that. He is dead, I'm not gonna do CPR on his ass. Satan don't accept to let go, he got some attachment issues, you know. Alerio interrupted my nothing even after Kaiser's death, so I tried to pickpocket him but he wouldn't dare fight me, so I left to commit the Great Khans, the last faction I needed to meet. On my travel towards Red Rock, I stumbled upon a place called The Fawn, where I decided to get into a fight. My companions weren't annoying with me. Veronica was back to her vegetative state, but Edie clutched when he shot the Mantis in a fight he shouldn't even have been in. I left, but before getting into a fight with some raiders, I realized that neither Veronica nor Edie followed me. When I got sent to the Gulag to win my redeployment, they were both lobotomized by Todd Doran himself. So I had to make them stop waiting around for their brains to come back and move on. Cook got murdered by Veronica. At least he got to keep his head, which in the end it's not that bad. The NCR hit squad was dispatched on my head, but I'm not gonna be able to explain exactly what happened there. First of all, I couldn't go back in first person mode for some reasons. I was stuck in third person, but also when I pickpocketed an NCR guy, everyone would turn hostile to them. Even even the NCR soldiers. But Veronica and Edie, instead of protecting me, they wouldn't do anything. Quick loading fixed the first person mod but not my companions, so I moved on. The siege of Red Rock Canyon went great. Yeah, I was just supposed to meet them, but I decided that annexing another land wasn't something that would bother me. You see, talking to someone was worse than killing them, so I let Num Nums 1 and Num Nums 2 to deal with that. Yes Man told me about the President Kimball painting the Overdam red with his own blood, but I didn't care and I needed to install an override chip at the Eldorado substation. Before doing that, I wanted to know how happy my group was. So the first thing I had in mind for them was to fill my genocidal need by spilling the blood of every ghouls at Repcon test site. Inside the building more blood was spilled, and I took the fight to Bright's followers. Bright died, that was one of the best things in the run to happen. And also I know they're not hostile, they're civilized ghouls, but I don't care. A ghoul is a ghoul and the only type of ghouls I like are the dead ones. The wannabe ghoul was more troublesome to kill than all of his friends. I had to block his path for Veronica to kill him. While being on my way to the Eldorado substation, I passed by the Vault 11, but I couldn't remember what was inside of it. So I went on an investigation that led me to think that the pest exterminator should come by at some point. I eradicated the stain that the NCR was at the Eldorado substation because communism, that's why. I wanted to come up with something being relevant with communism and the NCR, but I couldn't. So yeah, communism. I powered the substation and I felt like this would have been too short to go to the Overdam already. So I thought that Camp Mykaran would be a worth it fight. Well, we got our ass handed to us. I can't count how many times I had to walk out and come back in to bring my friends back up. All I can say is that it's more than zero. We still killed most of the NCR soldiers outside, but I couldn't be bothered with the inside. I wanted to get the boomers on my side for the last battle for no other reason than making this video a tad longer, even though I said that the business was I don't think of them ever again. The ants in the generator room were no match for my warriors. It's like the fifth family of ants that gets slandered because of communism. Again, it's always because of communism. Loyal wanted the arrays repaired, so I went to Helios 1. I killed more NCR people and I was flabbergasted once I saw how massive this dog is. But the size don't matter, he's dead. Like everyone else here. Even Fantastic died. I salvaged the arrays, repaired the Nellis. The kid bored me, but happily I'm now at the last shore for the boomers, which is to get the B-69 from the lake. On the way there, my colleagues killed some animals and from afar I saw what looked like a slaughterhouse. I entered, realized it was just the NCR place, but I changed that. I gave Veronica a combat armor I just stole and I had to do the same thing I had to do at Camp Mykaran. The first time I did it, they forgot about me and one of them even had a bullet erection. I left the charisma behind when I dressed as a clown. Some bullets disappeared from someone's pocket, which created a skirmish and a lot of leaving and entering all over again. Unknown was the only one who got to leave, because I needed a witness to explain to everyone what happened. And also neither Veronica or Edie were interested in killing him even after I punched him. I wanted my team to fight some big ass musicos, but they were nowhere to be seen. I waited an hour, but it only bought some idiots that believe we are still in ancient Rome. I quick loaded and this time waited 7 hours. Veronica appeared just on the wrong side of those bags. When everything was fixed, I pushed Veronica towards the Cazadoras. My friends got stuck because their AI is from 2010, so they needed new brains. Maybe backpack is something that can help those idiots. We have to say backpack. Say it with me. Backpack. Hola! Jacob needs something to make his friends not as dumb as Sweeper. I got a fridge, a lure for the uglies or a speedboat. Don't ask me why I fit them in. But what could Jacob use to turn the lake lurk into dead bodies staining the lake red? Yeah, a lure. Gracias, backpack. Okay, now I'm done. Watching Dora the Explorer for a bit is annoying and makes me wanna die. And not alone, it makes me wanna bring a lot of people with me. The plane swam to the surface and Pearl accepted to assist me during the Battle of the Overdam, which we are currently at. I have another time getting out of bed every morning that I had going through this. The Great Khans got team wiped and impressively the NCR wasn't hostile to me even after all I've done against them. I let Veronica, Edie and a friendly Securitron take care of the Legion on top of the dam. The boomers did their part and inside I installed the S-Man, flipped a switch to destroy the generator and I was back on the surface, where more legionaries got their ass kicked. The boomers did a second run even though I was under their bombardment. I never saw that happen, but it's Fallout. Every run there's gonna be a new bug, so whatever. I entered in the Legate camp and let Veronica and Edie kill most of the Praetorians. I thought the fight with the Legate would be a worth my time fight, but instead Instead of that, he died after only 2 hits from Veronica, which is not a lot at all. I mean, I got to say, I wasn't expecting the Legat to die this fast. Oliver arrived and I told Yasman to toss Oliver off of the dam, and with that I beat Float Vegas with only a companion. I honestly had some fun doing this run. Even if this is a suboptimal way to beat the game, I did have some fun on it. But with that, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you did not enjoy it, feel free to go break both of your legs.